everybody. Welcome to one of our school spotlights. We are over the moon excited about our two guests that we have today. We met them during the PBIS Rewards conference this summer. Might be looking for them from their presentation. They are two of the most fun presenters, and the bonus is from Australia. So we are recording this about dinner time on a Monday, and it's actually Tuesday breakfast time in Australia. So they are from the Movelle Primary School in Australia. They do use PBIS Rewards. And so we wanted to touch base with them to really get to know kind of what's happening there. They are going through the exact same challenges that we are here in America. They're dealing with COVID. They're dealing with starting and stopping school. They're dealing with all the things that we have, and we just wanted to talk to them. I think you're going to thoroughly enjoy our guest today. I will turn it over to them to have them introduce themselves. And with me from PBIS Rewards, I do have Anna Michaels. She's with us. She's one of our trainers in Texas. So she's going to be with us today on this interview. All right, girls, tell us a little bit about you.
All right, guys, we're talking to you from the future because it's Tuesday there and Monday with you guys. So hi, everybody. I'm Karen Wood. I'm the principal from Movelle Primary School, and my assistant is...
I'm Melissa Searle. I'm the assistant principal at Movelle Primary School, and together we run PBIS Rewards.
Yeah. Two halves make a whole. That's us.
I am telling you, you're in for a treat if you're watching this. It is like one brain, two bodies. It's kind of like this extra bonus, and it's almost like a fun show. So I keep telling them, you need to take this on the road, maybe a reality TV. Maybe we can do a PBIS Rewards reality TV show.
Yes.
And we can film it on location, and I would have to come to you to help film that. I feel like that's going to happen.
Done.
There might be a few bloopers, but we'll get through that.
Yeah.
I think that's for the YouTube bonus features.
Here's when we prepared earlier. Not.
All right, well, let's get in. So tell us a little bit about kind of how you got started in PBIS Rewards, or PBIS even, how you began that whole initiative process.
All right, so we'll do a bit of a backstory first, then Mel can talk about her creation and discovery of you guys. So originally when I started Movelle, I've been there for 3.5 years. It was very reactive. So it was the type of school that something happened, bang, straight to the principal. There was no data collection, there was no values, there was no rewards, there was no positive reinforcement. There was no nothing. It was just action consequence, straight reactive, straight to the principal. Where do they go after me?
Yeah.
So it was really difficult. So Mel and I used to work together at a previous school. So I got her across through a lot of coaxing because she liked to leave where she was at her last school. But I begged, borrowed, and then I stole. And so we've got her, and now we're working together. But Mel was the one that sort of, looked in and found bits and pieces. So I'll hand over to Mel to talk about how she found you guys. It was amazing.
Yeah. So thanks, Kaz. Yeah, so when I come across too, I saw exactly the same thing. And I knew that there was a massive platform for us to introduce PBIS, what you call it, but SWPBS, what we call it over here, into this school, because the kids were reactive and they didn't have the opportunity to understand what the behaviour expectations were, because there was none. You know, there was no reward system. There was nothing going on, which is perfect, because it's a perfect opportunity for us to allow Movelle to flourish and for the kids to achieve what we want them to achieve and what they want to achieve, and make them learn how to do that. So we started the SWPBS initiative, where we redeveloped our values, developed our matrix, all in collaboration with our staff, and we'll talk about that little buy-in later on. So we had everything going, but what we did find was the reward system was paper ticketed, and it was extrinsic reward system, but it was problematic. We had tickets everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it was time consuming for teachers to tally all the tickets up. Then what do we do with them? And then it had to come to me, and I had to tally it up, and that was just really hard. Yeah. And also,
we're almost making more work for ourselves.
Yeah, we were.
We were trying to work smarter, but also working a lot harder. So we're like, there has to be some sort of middle ground, some sort of system or process out there that can actually extrapolate the data, tell us what the problem is, and we just couldn't find it. So Mel started researching.
Yeah. So then I thought, okay, initially I was looking for, how do we make the reward system sustainable? How do we make it powerful? And how do we make it that the kids are engaged and love it? So that was my first stage. The second stage was the platform that we were using, the Compass. It wasn't workable.
Yeah,
You know,
it wasn't succinct enough.
It didn't give us, it did give us our data that we needed to understand what the behaviours were, how to understand the behaviours, how to teach the students and teachers the behaviours, and how, because we know that data drives our initiative. You know, that's what we live by.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that. So I started researched a lot of different platforms, where to go. And then I found PBIS Rewards, and I said to Kaz, I found it.
Yep.
This
Have
is
a
it.
look at
We are
this.
going to America.
That's pretty much how she said it.
We're there.
On a plane, we're out of here. We're going to do this.
And Kaz goes, we're what? I go, we're going to America. We are getting PBIS Rewards because this is what we need to do.
And I'm all in for a road trip.
Yeah,
like, all
done.
right, I'm in. So show me how pretty it is. Show me what it looks like.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's pretty much how it happened.
So then
wasn't it?
Kaz and I started researching the PBIS Rewards inside and out, and knew that that's what we had to bring.
Yeah, just how deep it was. Like the former platform we had was more, you know, little Johnny made a mistake, threw a rock at other little Johnny, and they're in trouble, and that was done. There was no time balances. There was no the triggers that brought it on, the behaviours beforehand, the time of day, all those sort of things. We just couldn't refine it. So that's
and also the fact that with the rewards, which we structured in the how we gave the staff, fed it slowly. We drip fed, and we'll talk about that later. But starting with the tickets, the kids loved the electronic ticket system, but we were also mindful that the kids had to know why they got it too, which the comment section allows that, and it allows that teacher-student conversation happening. So that was
and we linked all the why was it was linked to our values.
Yeah.
So the school, well, when I started there, we had 3 values, and I asked the staff what they were, and they couldn't articulate them.
Yeah.
So to me, they weren't living, or they didn't exist. So we had to redo our value system, design a mascot, we almost ripped the rug underneath it, which was very tattered and torn anyway, and rebuilt the whole thing. Yeah. Even just the look of the school changed as well, the physical look. We say to the kids, you spend so much time here, why should it be horrible? Like, I want to work in a nice space. So it was a lot of, besides having the program, it was a lot of outside work we had to do to get this program to shine, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. So PBIS Rewards has just fitted right in where we are and who Movelle is, and the kids have embraced it. And we digressed a little bit. That's okay.
That's standard.
We're back on track now. We're good to go.
The one thing we did say as well with the tangible tickets, like collating all that data, like I said before, was really, really difficult. And then we're like, well, how do we give those rewards? So all our rewards started with pretty much nothing we had to buy. It was all things we knew that they would like to do that never had to do before. So, it'll probably sort of lead on to what we want to talk about next, I suppose.
Yeah. Sorry. We're good to go.
So you've told us so much about what you enjoyed about PBIS Rewards, and can you tell us a little bit about what are your biggest successes? Where have you really hit the high points?
There's probably 2 parts. We'll talk about like the actual, the physical tangible thing, then actually the staff buy-ins. So break into 2 sections.
I think staff buy-ins further down.
Right? Yeah.
Sorry. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You talk about the reward system first.
Right. So the ticket system was a very pretty little ticket, was devoted around our little mascot called Nancy, and all the rewards related to our values. So, if someone was exhibiting responsible in the playground, if someone fell over, rather than obviously attend to the child that fell over first, but the person who assisted that child was given the reward of responsibility. Yeah. And they would go back, run their ticket back to the classroom, and they start tallying up their points. And we're like, okay, so how can we make a list of what do the kids want? So we had a bit of a group buy-in with the kids and had a conversation with the students about what do you guys want? Like, what do you want to be rewarded? How do you want to be rewarded? Not a lolly out the jar, things like that. And it's ranged from 5 minutes of quiet reading on their own to, which was about five tickets, up to 250 points was being the principal of the school for the day. So do you want to talk about how you sort of went with the kids, how we built up all the points?
In what way?
You know how like we decided how they get 100 points, or they bank their points, how they collect their points.
Yeah. So it was all buy-in from the students. The students had a voice through this whole process of the PBIS initiative. So we showed them the ticket system, put down the values there, so they knew exactly what was happening with the tickets first. We also showed the teachers and taught the teachers about the ticket system. Every teacher now has an iPad in their classrooms, which is shown on a big screen of the PBIS Rewards.
So we've evolved.
Yeah, we have. We have
ticket
evolved
to an
technology on their phones. they're using their phones to scan the codes, and then it comes straight up onto the screen. So that's a big success for us, because the ticketing system, the rewards part element of this platform is immediate. And that's where you get the kids.
Yeah. They see the fireworks, they see the bubbles.
They love the raffles. That's another success.
Yes.
The raffles. We'll talk about the raffles. But the ticketing system, they love. So that's a massive success for us. The teachers love it too, because it's actually opening that conversation. There's still a little bit of work we've got to do there in terms of allowing time for the comment section, and outside when they're roving, using the phone to their best ability.
Yeah, just
and
getting
then
them
speaking
to
to the
use it, isn't it?
teachers.
Just getting that constant use of it.
So that's fantastic. So it's eliminated the fact that kids lose their ticket. The teachers, it's not cumbersome anymore than filling out the form. So that's a big success.
Yeah, we don't have to collate what the ticket was for.
Yeah.
Collate all the data.
Fantastic.
The points are allocated straight away. It's just, it's taken hours and hours and hours of work from the teachers to use your system. So that's what we find.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Another thing that we'll just discuss is the referral system. Win-win.
Yes.
Awesome. We love it. And it's linked in with our behaviour flow chart. So everything is linked in, so that if an incident happens, they'll look on the flow chart, they'll understand if it's a minor or a major, because we've done a lot of work behind the scenes with the teachers in understanding functions of behaviour, why the behaviour happens. So this platform has opened up a real different language for them. You know, they're using PBIS words to understand the behaviours as well. They're separating the student from the behaviour, which is massive.
And that was the thing. It was almost, it's not the student you don't like, it's the behaviour. You have to separate that. That was a really, really hard thing. So that separation's been amazing. Because they're like, this is the behaviour, this is what I'm not tolerating, not the student itself. So
that's right.
Really important.
Yeah. And also it's taken away that element where the teacher's taking it personal, you know, and they want to understand the behaviour. So when they're putting in the referral system, what I love about it is it makes them understand the behaviour. They have to look at what the behaviour was. They have to look at what the trigger was, you know, why, what were they avoiding, what were they gaining? And they were also looking at what was their de-escalation strategies, and then what have they done? So it puts the onus onto them before it's coming to us.
And it also makes the teachers accountable to understand what they're actually, what they're picking up in the student did, the behaviour, what they're picking up, and it's really the why, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they never had any understanding of that. It was just like, that's not acceptable, it's not in my rules, out.
Yeah.
So it really makes them think about, and also makes them think about not just getting a kid out of the classroom straight away or flicking them at lunchtime or ignoring the behaviour. It's making them really accountable to the behaviour straight away and owning it as a teacher.
And no other platform does that I've found.
Yeah.
As well as your reward system.
Yeah.
And then it brings it over to us, and we've got all that background knowledge, and it allows us to speak to the teacher, to speak to the student, to have that restorative practice. I love the power that it gives the teachers. It really does. That knowledge is power is what they say, and we're giving that knowledge to them in order to make that student flourish and to understand how to learn.
Yeah, and that's what happened before. They didn't understand the behaviours, so they just disempowered themselves by sending it straight to the top. You know, and they were like, well, hang on, where does it stop after us?
Yeah.
So they're disempowering themselves. They're not learning from it. They're not understanding. It's the understanding part too, isn't it? But they don't understand. Now they're starting to understand why kids' behaviours are like this. And they can track right back to their home life, and a lot of things do. You know, why they choose this behaviour. This is a way they're getting attention, this is acknowledgement, or this is just they don't know what their behaviour is. We break into tears.
Yeah. And the shop's another feature, but we'll talk about that in what our challenges are. But that's another sensational. But we've got to talk about the raffles.
Oh yes, yeah.
Sorry, before we move on, we've got to talk about the raffles.
So we have whole school assemblies, obviously, like all schools do. We have them every couple of weeks. We try to make them more of a not it's assembly again. It's like it's assembly, yes, it's raffle week type thing. So pretty much every kid that gets a reward over that week goes into the raffle. We have a big plasma TV set up in our general purpose area where the whole school meets. And basically we drum them all up. We might get dressed up in our little mascot, which is our rabbit. So if I'm not there, I'm the rabbit. If Mel's not there, she's the rabbit. We go back and forth. The kids are like, oh, Miss Wood's not here today, or Miss Sell's not here today. And then we build it up. They do a big drum roll on the floorboards, which echoes through the whole school and half the neighborhood. And then we launch this, just a press of a button, and there's bells and whistles and fireworks.
Love the
and
confetti.
chanting, and the kids are going off tap, and they love it.
Yeah.
And they stand up. And what I really love about it is the students, one child gets the reward. The whole school goes off for this kid that gets a reward. And I think that's really powerful message. It's like, let's celebrate this. They've done a really good job. Could have been me, but it wasn't. I'm not being sook and, putting my tail between my legs up so I didn't get the raffle. It's like, I'm wrapped. They won the raffle.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to win the raffle. So everyone gets to cheer. So it's,
you know what? And when you look at it, and if you're a person that sits back, what's amazing is this one platform is starting to change the school culture.
They're happy.
And it's powerful, like implemented correctly, it can change every student's lives. And that's what's amazing with this, isn't it?
It changed the whole culture of the school.
Yeah.
The culture is very glass half empty now. It's like, hey, man, we're going to school today because we want to be there. Not because we have to be there. We want to be there.
So it's win-win.
Yeah. That would be probably the biggest success is how it's put the whole school on board. It's actually made the staff happier as well.
Yeah.
The staff are enjoying it because they're seeing the positive, they're seeing the fun stuff. Like it should be fun,
Yeah. And we've started the teacher rewards, but we'll talk about that a little bit.
Well, I have so many questions. You just literally dropped like this huge bomb of sort of practices and everybody owning and separating the behaviors, which I feel like is a whole nother conversation that I think we need to have, because that is massive. What you just said there is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And it's hard, even as a parent.
Yeah.
And as a teacher, it's very hard.